Hello, Dr. Brant Hulsebus here, and welcome to another edition of Ask the Chiropractor. Ask the Chiropractor is my little podcast that I do when someone has a question about chiropractic or chiropractic care. I try to answer. I'm a chiropractor here in Rockford, Illinois. I'm a proud graduate of Palmer College of Chiropractic, and I'm happy to be the team chiropractor of the Rockford Ice Hogs. Let's dive into it. Hello. Today I found a different source for my question for Ask the Chiropractor. I actually was playing around with AI, Chat GPT, and I asked Chat GPT, what are some common questions you as Chat GPT gets asked from people before starting chiropractic care? And I wanted to go over 6 of these little things, quick ones, that they asked. Number 1, what every new patient should know before seeing a chiropractor. Number 1, chiropractic is safe. Chiropractic's been around for a long time, since 1895. Very safe care. We've been doing it, lots of research, lots of papers been published. We're fully licensed physicians. Every state pretty much has some type of agency that licenses and regulates chiropractic, meaning that we regulate who can become chiropractors, the care that's given. Every major health care insurance recognizes chiropractic care, including Medicare. So that's what you should know about before you go see a chiropractor. The science behind the chiropractic adjustment. Number 2, what's the science behind the chiropractic adjustment? Well, the science behind the chiropractic adjustment has been proven inside and out. What we know is that when 1 or 2 bones get misaligned, they call that a subluxation. And when that misalignment occurs, there's stress, and that stress travels wherever that nerve goes. So as a chiropractor, our job is to unlock that stress. And that's what we call a chiropractic adjustment. So we take our time, we find these, and we do safe, effective chiropractic care. Number 3, why do we take x-rays before we adjust? That's real easy. Your safety, number 1. There's many different things that happen to a spine as it grows and matures and develops. Sometimes people have abnormalities in their spine. When we see an abnormality in your spine, we have to alter our technique and how we take care of you. We have to make sure that we're doing whatever is safest for you and most effective for you. Number 2, the reason we take x-rays is it helps us do a better job as your chiropractor. I talked about those subluxations a second ago. In order to find those, having an x-ray image of your spine makes it so much easier. Not only that, the x-ray can also tell us how much arthritis or degeneration you might have. It'll also tell us if there's any autoimmune issues like ankylosing spondylosis that could create these little cartilage growths between your vertebrae, that if we were to go in there and use certain techniques, it could actually be quite discomforting and bad for you. There's no way to see if you have ankylosing spondylosis without imaging. There's no blood test, there's no orthopedic test, chiropractic exam we can do without doing this. There's also things called the spondylolisthesis. That's where the vertebrae slips forward. We come from behind you and we adjust you back to forward. So if it's already gone forward and we put a force on it to go forward, that's not going to make it better. That's going to probably irritate it. So we have to know if those exist. And again, there's no way to know those exist without an image. Sometimes MRIs can tell us this information. The difference is when you have an x-ray, you're actually standing up when we're seeing in a weight-bearing position versus when you're laying down. Now, the x-ray also lets us look at your posture. Let's just try to see your natural posture, to see what's going on with your curves and angles. And that's why when people tell me how much do I have to come, the x-rays give us a better example of that. And that leads right into number 4. Chiropractic myths debunked. Once you go, you always have to go. You know, that's not true. You don't have to do anything. My grandpa served in World War II, got 3 Purple Hearts, so you don't have to do anything. But do some people choose to keep coming? Yeah. Same with me. I went to a dentist one time and now I just keep going. I haven't quit going to the dentist. I went to a gym one time to exercise and I thought maybe if I just went one time I'd be in shape the rest of my life. Turns out I gotta keep going. I even go to my family doctor once a year for blood tests and just a general physical, and it turns out I gotta keep going. He wants me to come back every year to do this again and again. I often say, can't you just get the physical right the first time? Of course not. So do I have to keep going? Yeah, but again, what kind of healthcare don't you keep going to? I don't know. Yeah, if I have an orthopedic doctor, if I break my leg heels, I'm done. No doubt. But if I develop my problems in my spine from my lifestyle, how I sit, how I work, my job, previous injuries, things that I continue to do, If I go get my spine adjusted and I feel better after I get my adjustments and I go back to doing those same things exactly how I did them before, should I expect a different result? Isn't there a term for that? Like when doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results? So we have to do these things that influence our spine negatively that the chiropractor can help reset and correct, and so that we can go back to doing those things that we have to do. Maybe not the most spinal friendly things, like say sitting at a desk all day, say driving a car. These are not things that your spine is designed to do all day. So going back and getting adjusted from time to time is good. Now, how often you have to keep going back? That's between you and your chiropractor, based again on those X-ray findings, right? Going back to number 3, what we find in your X-ray findings. That's going to be a huge clue how often you have to go. Try to explain number 5, explaining subluxation in simple terms. I thought I did that a minute ago. I'm going to do it again. Your spine goes up and down. The spine's job is to protect the nerves. When the spine gets misaligned, the body recognizes that as stress. The body will lock those two bones into place that are under stress, misaligned, so that way you cannot further injure them. They become fixated. A chiropractor looks for the misalignments on your x-rays, but then feels your spine and does a chiropractic exam to find the fixations. So maybe the chiropractor will feel your spine up and down. Maybe they'll have you turn your head to the left, to the right. Maybe they'll lift your legs or bend your knees. There's all kinds of chiropractic exams that we use to find the fixation. So you have the x-ray, you have the motion palpation findings, and then you can also have neurological findings. Maybe you'll get hit in the knee with a reflex hammer. Maybe we'll do some testing your skin to see if you can sense the difference between sharp and soft. Maybe we'll do muscle strength testing. Maybe you'll tell us an organ involved that you've been having problems with, say like heartburn. So if you've had a lot of heartburn, maybe you have a T6 problem because the nerves that come out of there go to your stomach. So what we'll do is we'll find the subluxation from the motion palpation, from your history, from different testing, and then we'll go in there and we'll make the adjustment. When we make the adjustment, we restore the motion. So now what was subluxated and fixated is no longer fixated, it's moving again, and the spine's designed to heal on the go. So what's a subluxation? One or two bones are misaligned, creating stress. That stress travels down the nerve wherever it goes and back, and that creates the body to act in usually a fight and flight response. The chiropractor does the adjustment. The fight and flight response gets better, and your body can go back into healing mode. Number 6, what do chiropractors really treat beyond back pain? Yeah, people come in for back pain all the time, and I hear things like, my anxiety went down, my digestion's gotten better, I don't have the allergies I used to have. Chiropractors are really trying to treat your nervous system, especially your autonomic nervous system. What's your autonomic nervous system? That's the one that controls all your bodily functions, and it just happens you don't have to regulate or think about it. If you go outside and run, you don't have to consciously think about breathing deeper. Your body just changes to a different mode and it does it. You don't have to think about digesting the last meal you ate. Your body just knows what to do. It just does it. You don't have to think about all the different things your liver has to secrete and deal with. It just does it. You don't think about your kidneys and what they're filtering. It just does it. Now, these things all happen in 2 different speeds. It happens that everything's good, everything's laid back, things are going good, normal homeostasis, and they also happen in a time of stress. Now, when you're under chemical, physical, or emotional stress, your body believes that you are a hunter and gatherer. Your body knows you're a hunter and gatherer. And when you have chemical, physical, and emotional stress, your body behaves as if you're under attack. It has to survive. So whether you have a big emotional stress, whether you just ate a whole bunch of junk food and now you're under chemical stress, or whether you have physical stress, which I think everybody understands physical stress, your body goes into fight and flight. It goes into protect you mode. It believes that you're in danger and you need to be protected. At this moment, your bodily functions change to a different pace, a different speed, a different everything in order to survive. Because remember, as a hunter and gatherer, the only stress you would have would be finding food and not becoming food. So if an animal was to attack you, you'd want all your blood leaving your trunk and going to your arms and legs so you can fight or flight. You want to have high cholesterol. High cholesterol would protect you in case you got scratched. It would help you clot and survive. You would have horrible digestion. You don't worry about digesting your last meal if you're being chased or attacked. You just want to get it out of your system. It's either it's going to vomit it up or kick it out the other way super fast because you don't want to deal with it. Other things, sex drive gets turned off. Nobody worries about making a baby whether being chased by a bear. And so your body goes in this fight and flight mode. And this chiropractor, you come see us, you tell us you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, you have anxiety, you have all these things going on. And the chiropractor thinks, you know what? This person might not need all those different medications. This person just needs to get out of fight and flight and get back into homeostasis. And so as your chiropractor, they'll find those spots in your x-rays and do their exam. And they'll try to perform those adjustments in order to help ease the stress on those vertebrae that's hitting those nerves as they come and go, going to different body parts, creating various fight and flight responses throughout your system. Also, we'll look at the top bone, your neck, and your tailbone. Those are the ones that turn on the relaxing mode. When we talked about the fight and flight, you have an on switch for that. You have an on switch for the danger's gone too. There's a whole branch of chiropractic called upper cervical. That's all they focus on. So we'll look at your C1 and your tailbone too to make sure those are in alignment. And if those are in alignment, then we know you can go to ease. Common things we hear from patients after they leave, they just feel at ease. They tell us the next day they had dreams for the first time in a long time. They woke up for the first time in a long time feeling refreshed and relaxed. Now some of that's maybe because you came in with back pain or neck pain and you have less pain so you can sleep better, no doubt. But a lot of times we want to believe what's going on is that your autonomic nervous system is working better. We say believe. I don't like to say the word believe a lot when it comes to healthcare and science, but there's no real test to really dive in and study this. That doesn't exist yet. There are some cool studies showing different changes in autonomic response before and after chiropractic care, which validates our principles and philosophies of what happens. So the science is catching up to what we're doing. So there you have it. Chat GPT, 6 common things people want to know. Hope I went through each one of those. Number 1, what every new patient should know before seeing a chiropractor. Number 2, the science behind the chiropractic adjustment. Number 3, why do we take x-rays before we take care of you? Number 4, chiropractic myths debunked. Once you go, you always have to go. Number 5, what's a subluxation? And number 6, what do chiropractors really treat? What are we really trying to help you with? So there you have it. I hope I answered all those. If you have questions about those 6, or if I missed one and you have a question too, go ahead and leave a comment below wherever you're watching or listening to this. And remember, the only person that can truly answer questions about chiropractic care is a chiropractor. I have never once asked my dentist questions about my ingrown toenail. I leave that to a podiatrist, and I leave my teeth to my dentist. I don't let my family doctor tell me anything about my teeth. I have a dentist for that. So if you have questions about a chiropractor or chiropractic care, the only person that's educated in chiropractic would be a chiropractor. So go ahead and ask a chiropractor directly, or if you want to ask me and have maybe next week I'll answer your question here, go ahead and leave a comment. Thanks, everybody.